What is going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue, and I'm coming at you with some big news from the DC Extended Universe today. So news came out that Danny Elfman, legendary composer, is going to be taking over the reins of scoring the Justice League movie. Now, I know that's confusing because a lot of us had thought that Junkie XL, who was brought on by Zack Snyder, was going to be taking on the reins of scoring the movie. And after all, we got the first Justice League trailer with Junkie XL's remix of the Beatles' Come Together, and I think that trailer was universally loved. Of course, composers have the ultimate job of creating the tone of the movie with their music. And from what I've seen so far, this news is pretty divisive among the fans. So on one side, we have Junkie XL, who obviously has worked on Batman vs. Superman and created the already iconic Wonder Woman theme. He's also worked on a lot of other projects as well. You know, obviously he did Mad Max Fury Road, which is awesome, and he also worked on Deadpool, which I believe he got kicked off for in part 2. I'm gonna have to check those facts. However, we have kind of what we expect coming out of Junkie XL, and I think a lot of fans are really clinging on to that because what he has produced so far, along with Hans Zimmer, is a different feel from the traditional superhero movie. At least on the Marvel side, it's totally different. It has its own vibe, and I know it's darker. It appears darker, but to me, it's not necessarily darker. It actually adds a lot of depth to the movie. Whereas on the Marvel side, a lot of the themes that we've gotten on that side have been really forgetful. For the most part. That leads me into Danny Elfman. So Danny Elfman, of course, has composed for some of the most iconic movies out there. He obviously worked with Tim Burton for a lot of his movies, Nightmare Before Christmas, Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow. He's also done a ton of other movies. I'm not even going to list them all because he's done so many movies. We all know that he's also responsible for doing the original Michael Keaton Batman theme. And that's a theme that I think we can all rally behind as well. However, if we look at his latest work on the superhero side of things, a lot of people are going to point to Avengers Age of Ultron and how the score for that movie was tremendously weak. For all the iconic characters in that movie, I think we can all agree that the score for that movie was pretty much forgetful. I mean, I can't even recall one theme for one character in that movie. So a lot of people are going to point to that. Of course, he has done other great superhero movies. I already talked about Batman. He's also done that first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. He did the theme for that. So some of the arguments people will make for Danny Elfman is that he will bring more fun to the film. He'll compose a track that's a little quirky, a little bit more fun. And I think that's exactly the thing that people are scared of. At least the people who are fans of the previous DCEU movie so far. We are expecting a tone that has a little bit more weight to it than the Marvel films. A lot of people are going to blame Joss Whedon for this. Since Joss Whedon came over, it looks like he might have some responsibility for bringing Danny Elfman in. Now, we're not sure if that's exactly the whole story, and it's probably not. But that's what a lot of people are arguing right now. My opinion, myself, if I had to give my opinion, I was pretty upset when I heard that Junkie XL was getting the boot. I just saw his Instagram post, which I'll post right here. His Instagram post, basically, he's quoting his mentor, Hans Zimmer, basically saying, you haven't made it in Hollywood until you've gotten kicked off a project. So it looks like he's moved on to a new movie, Tomb Raider, coming out. I'm sure that soundtrack's gonna be awesome. But initially, when I did hear this, I was pretty upset because automatically what comes to mind is that iconic Wonder Woman theme, and I feel like what Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL did really set apart the DCEU from the MCU, at least in tone and sound. They really brought the movies to life, for me at least. Now, that's not to say Danny Elfman can't do a great job. After sitting and contemplating about it for a while, I still think we're in really great hands. I mean, Danny Elfman, just look at his track record. It is impeccable. Now, he does obviously have some forgetful compositions that he's created. The Hulk, obviously Avengers, the Age of Ultron. But we can't forget all of the great work he's done in the past. And given the scope and scale of this movie, I think he will bring his A game. And I really think he's going to do a great job. So if I had to give my opinion, overall, I was pretty upset when hearing Junkie XL was going to be leaving the project. I still am really hopeful for this movie, The Justice League. I think we're about 5 months out now, and man, I just can't wait. So guys, Let me know what you guys thought of this news. Are you a fan of Junkie XL staying, or are you glad that he's now leaving for Danny Elfman to take on the reins? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up. It'll really help the channel. And I will see you guys next time.